Today we were having Heritage Day. It was like a workshop where people are made aware of their heritage. So I've got my brother here on Mohaladitwe TV that he will also tell us his name and then the language. He came from the Nama people. That day you can greet the listeners at all.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edward Charles Human. Oh, let me start it correctly. Kaitres. Tita J. Charles Human. Tita J. Kurukam Koi. My name is Charles Human. I am First Nation. Today was Heritage, recognizing heritage as a human rights. Hence, the importance was for me to be here to explain to the people why is it important to preserve and to develop Khoikhoi. Khoikhoi is a language that was spoken mostly in Namibia, in the southern parts of Namibia, and it was recognized by the Khoi and the San in a national conference of the National Khoisan Consultative Conference in 2001 as the official Khoikhoi language for the Khoisan development. Some of the words, I'm just going to be briefly as to say some of the words that can be said in Khoikhoi. It's like good morning is Kaitwas, good day is Kaitres, good afternoon is Kaitres Huap, good evening is Kaitos. How are you? Mire Matisa. I am fine. I'm Sara Samire. And how are you? I am well. Thank you. So we are pushing for the development and the recognition for Khoikhoi as the 12th language of South Africa. That's why we want to perform. We want to, every stage where we get, we want to make sure that we push and promote our language, because if we do not push and promote our language, then our heritage die.
You can also do that poem that you did shortly. The poem, I like that poem that you did in your language.
Ti kuap huap, ti huap, kairatzel. Khoikhoi diku saratritu karagiku dikuba ngadati tati diku sadati kuba daraeti daradi kiku kaan tisoros tukam ana tisoros tukap ana tiso hare Kare Kong Kase Mahap Trihubai Kara Mahau Kara Na Hobara Ramadibu Tsara Daba Heba Ti Kuha Hua Kaises Ku. The poem was written by Denver Frahom. He's a well-known Khoisan activist, Khoisan language activist in Cape Town, and he's starting to write his own poems. So this is the first of many Khoisan poems to come.
So what is the meaning of the whole poem? What is the poem saying?
The poem says we recognize life, we recognize the significance of life, but we want to see the development of our own culture and our own language. So if we do not see that, we are going nowhere. That's what the poem is all about.
In your final words, as we closed, what can you say to the general South Africans people?
General South Africans, respect the Khoisan language. Do know that there's also a sphere for the Khoisan language, because if you marginalize the Khoisan language, then you marginalize the whole nation. The question was asked today, how do you dream? Unfortunately, or how do you speak to your ancestors? Unfortunately, our ancestors, somehow they don't listen to us. because we tend to speak Afrikaans to them and they don't understand Afrikaans, or English to them and they don't understand English. But if we could speak to our ancestors in our own language and have our kids speak our own language at schools, from creche to primary to high school to universities, yes, then we will be blessed as Africans. Gangans, thank you.
Basically saying is, thank you, Lord, for guiding us. Thank you, Lord, for being with us. But it's good to have different languages whereby we can celebrate our heritage. Tita J. Charles Hima, Tita J. Turu Kampoe. As we say, I'm going to tell you a poem about my language. Khoikhoi. Khoikhoi get 3 Nazi. Khoikhoi get 3 Khoikhoi. 3 Mama Khoikhoi. 3 Daras. 3 B Khoikhoi. Ai. 3 Komahi. Holiday. 3 Kute. 3 Khoikhoi. 3 Khoikhoi. 3 Kute. 3 Khoikhoi. 3 Hum. Come, 3 Khoikhoi, 3 come. 3 Khoikhoi, Amase. Amase, 3 Khoikhoi. What I've just said is, I love my language, and if we cannot love our language, we cannot embrace our heritage. And that was the key thing that was said today. My last poem that I'm going to say was written by a friend of mine. He actually sent it to me this morning because he's busy to write his book about it. Mutse. Mutse tse tra. Khoikhoi trau. Trai seratu. Khoikhoi di trau. Sadatu. Tudi trau. Dasati. Di trau. Sadatu. Tara, ti, di tua, tu, triha, trahito, tri, solo triha, ada, tu, aha, tri, sabu, aha, trai, hati, tua, to, habos, mana, trihua, trai, emute, tari, nahuata, ra, daba, tire, daba. Thank you very much. Thank you.
mme ke rata o tshokere rata le hona o latela kanale ena rona mo e leng hore ke Mohaladitwe Broadcasting. Like and subscribe with Mohaladitwe Broadcasting. Ya reng etswe khotso Mohaladitwe Broadcasting ke Thabo Mafike.